In this video, we're gonna go through the complete history of Midas and the storyline and just anything that there is. So anything that you need to know about Midas will be in this video. Let's begin. Midas is a mastermind and a crime boss. His specialty is the gold touch, which can turn anything into gold. But unlike the real life mythology of Midas, seems like this one can actually choose whether what he touches turns to gold or not. He's actually one of the first characters in the story to have a full-on family, with Jules being his daughter. While for Marigold, it's currently not really confirmed whether she's Midas's daughter or wife. Still, it's confirmed that she's not a snapshot of Midas, because if you think about it, the snapshots are an exact copy of the person they get made from at the exact time it happens, which that would make no sense if these were like a snapshots. The best choice being Marigold is Midas's daughter, since that's exactly the same thing in mythology. But not only that, Midas also has a tattoo for both of his daughters. You can see Ohm, which is Jules' bird, and Marigold's name being written on his body. Thinking about this in a scientific way, it makes way more sense for Marigold to be Midas's daughter. Sadly, there has also been no hints towards who exactly is Midas's wife. Midas is not a villain nor a hero, as said he's a crime boss, but even then, he has done many good things in the story, turning him into an anti-hero. Something like Deadpool, which is ironic since Deadpool was legit in the same battle pass. Midas along with his family used to be higher ups in the Imagine Order. All the gold you see in game comes from him. There is even a high chance that his control on the gold powers is the doing of Geno and his genetic perfection science. In a picture shown in Season 7 Chapter 2's Cordy Complex, we can see someone looking really similar to Midas. This person is watching Sloane explain her scientific ideas related to the loop or the 0 point that led to her becoming a higher up in the IO, taking control of the bridge.
Stop the enemy from building that bridge!
This shows how the original story of Midas in the IO goes back to even before Sloane, making him one of the first. This is important because we have a Midas Rex who has a really similar knighted armor to the Ageless, who is a snapshot of past Geno. There is even a storyline skin leaked at the same place that Ageless got leaked. This skin has a really similar design and pose to the Ageless, while most importantly, not only she has the same standing pose as Aurelia, but she has also the same eyes and the face design on her face as Aurelia. I actually talk way more about this and the hidden secret regarding to it in this video, link in the description. Aurelia is related to Aro, while both of those are highly related to Midas. These characters are really mysterious and not explained much, but we know that they are connected to the sun and light powers through their name and design. This leaked skin shows us how the history of Oro and Aurelia is really important to the entire story, especially for understanding Midas's origin story. But not only that, it also shows how Midas and his golden family play a huge role in the entirety of IO, even being really close to Geno himself. One of Midas's roles in IO, which we learned of in Season 2 Chapter 2, was a Doomsday group. Devices created to cause chaos and destruction in various ways that are needed for the Imagine Order. IO once actually tried to create one of these to fight against the monster in Season 9, but Paradigm actually changed their mind and saved everyone. The one seen in Season 2 Chapter 2 was an earlier version of Doomsday Device created for mainly ending the loop of Fortnite. But the modern, more final version of it is something like the Collider, which was created to end the Fortnite loop by a massive explosion that kills everything inside of the island just forever, starting yet another black hole to rebuild the loop. The reason why I wanted to do this is to kill the 7 and anything that is causing trouble for them in the loop. Midas was tasked with a mission from the Imagine Order and sent to the loop for creating a test project version of the Doomsday Device, so Imagine Order can learn more about how the storm and the loop exactly functions. Before going to the loop, Midas first went on a mission for finding 3 warriors he needed for a secret mission of his own. These are Chaos Agent, Burning Wolf, and Sierra. With these first shadows, he created a group called the Shadow. Midas brought the first shadow into IO while giving Chaos Agent a new suit that functions better with his chaotic black goo abilities, which this thing might be related to the black goo from Season 4 Chapter 3's Halloween event. Something brought up and shown really little in the story for now. Since Chaos Agent is a crazy scientist, it's possible he found this black goo and saw something special in it, merging himself into it, becoming one. But for now, the time comes and Midas goes inside of the loop, creating the agency on top of the 0 point so you can use it to charge up the device that will be created under the agency itself in his room. A mix of Midas and 0 point energy for powering up the device. But something no one knew of was Midas had his own plans in mind. He was done being part of IO and was ready to betray them. Betrayal is because of how IO has gone from a group meant to protect the 0 point into abusing it to research what Geno thinks is perfection. Learning how the 0 point functions to become the strongest and alter realities or people, turning them genetically perfect. Yet another influence on Midas's betrayal is his daughter Jules, who was tired of his father's chaotic plans and left Midas to be her own thing, becoming one of the world's greatest engineers. From this you can see how while Marigold, just like Midas, has gold powers, pale skin, and is into crime and killing, Jules on the other side is completely opposite of them, making me think Marigold is more supposed to be like her father while Jules is more like her mother. Someone whom hopefully we will see in the future. I hope. I need to see who his wife is. Please Epic, come on. Back to Season 2 Chapter 2. Midas created 2 groups called Ghost and Shadow. These groups were not named IO because before Season 5, IO was more of like a secret organization. The main idea being these 2 groups being at war with each other for distracting the focus of all loopers or anyone else from what Midas is doing to the war itself. The top leaders of Shadow were the First Shadows, the group that Midas hired in the past, while the leader of Ghost being Midas himself along with some of his favorite agents. His buff cats Meowsos, Sky, Tina, and Brutus, who is said to have betrayed the Midas family. What no one knew of was how Midas planned this war to his own advantage to distract IO from keeping a look on him. Anyone from IO who figured Midas's plan got killed by him and their masks collected and turned into gold. This means all the golden masks kept by Midas are people who worked in the IO and tried to tell them about Midas's betrayal. But now they're killed to lose all memories and become loopers just like the others, giving enough time to Midas for finishing his mission before those agents either like get found by IO or get a #1 victory royale, be freed from the loop. But from that we can see how there is a reason why Midas is called the mastermind, a very smart man and kinda hot. Time finally comes, the device is built fully and charged. Midas wears a suit built by Jules, just like the collider itself, that will protect him and let him control the device. Midas blows up the agency, allowing the device to be revealed, growing big into a tower with 5 antennas. This device uses both Midas and the 0 point energy, focusing it on the shield that holds the storm back, trying to break the loop and free all of us from it. He nearly succeeds, making the loopers or the players leave the loop for minutes, finally showing us how we're being manipulated and controlled by an organization. But now that IO knows Midas's intentions, they try to take back control of the storm and fight against him, breaking the device. They nearly win, but Midas saves it, pushing back the storm completely and getting rid of it for the moment. And right when that's done, the world around us start looking really peaceful, reminding us of the aftermath of Kevin and the Cube's explosion. explosion. Which about that? While the device is going back into the ground, a lightning really similar to the Kevin the Cube's strikes the device, breaking the outer glass. This lightning is our best chance to figure out who Shadow Midas was. Especially because when looking at Cyclo's item shop promotion, you can actually find hidden runes of Kevin the Cube in that thing, which is really interesting to me. For now, we get to be freed from the loop for a little bit yet again.
No, everything is not stable over here. We are Janice, wait, hold on. It's not just a storm. What does that mean? Must be connected to the loop. There's no way we could have predicted that it would react this way.
Which right then, for the first time in the Fortnite history, we get to hear someone talk in an office. This was our first warning from Midas, how we were being used and controlled by a group of agents. Io throws us back into the loop along with Midas himself, and when we're back, we see how the storm is now trying to fight back, creating a massive tsunami. This was actually our first hint towards how the 0 point and its elements are actually alive or even sentient. But for now, we all know what happens after this part. The water comes down, everything just turns to a mess, and just the worst season of chapter 2 happens. Midas, now stuck in the loop, gets eaten by a shark, while his daughters are still with Io, being somewhat like a spy, and Jules takes over to repair the damages caused by the tsunami. Oh yeah, and about Midas being eaten by the shark, don't really worry about that, since he was in the loop, he just got respawned. Like, that's it, yeah, don't worry.
Midas is great. And not dead.
Many people in Io felt betrayed by Midas like chaos agents, staying with Io trying to find and kill him. Midas manages to escape the loop and go in hiding for a really long time, preparing his next plan. Slowly building his army back up with his favorite agents joining in the future, people like his daughters, his cat Meowscles, Sky, and more. For now, there is no more need for a war between Ghost and Shadow, so this is the season where Io just completely just gets rid of both of the groups, just snaps them out of existence. I don't know, they're just gone. Poof. In season 2 chapter 2, Midas had a chair turned into gold by him. This chair was stolen by a mysterious person and was moved into many locations. It was so heavy that it broke the roof of a house it was in. And in season 3, that mysterious person kept this chair safe in a box with the help of no sweat insurance. Finally, in season 4 chapter 2, we see the reasoning for that. A group of witches use this chair to summon a dark version of Midas into the reality so he can take revenge against the Io. A dark snapshot of him with a really similar idea to how we have like a Raz and a dark Raz, or a bright bomber and a dark bomber. As I said, I think this has something to do with the cube lightning hitting the Doomsday Device. The last reality might have a big interest in him, since Midas is one of the smartest and the most powerful beings in the Io. In this season, we get a knighted version of Midas and Jules. This is really important because Jules' skin has an Io logo on the cape and has been shown many times to be part of the Io. I really think that just like how Aces is a knight version of Geno and all the snapshot of him, Midas Rex and Scrap Knight Jules are same as well. This was the season where Jules was an NPC, revealing to us how she's Midas's daughter. And Marigold actually became a thing, showing us how all the gold on the island is actually owned by Midas, which is exactly why we see him as still gold in one of the skin pack trailers. Marigold became an NPC in this season, revealing to us how Midas is working on his massive plans, while Jules and her help him with spying on Io and preparing to leave. We can see many of Midas's favorite agents with him enjoying the summer together in the season as well, getting ready for the plan that has not even happened to this day. The most important part of this season is how there is Midas's special chair, Peely turned into gold, and more gold found abducted by the last reality in their mothership. With how we got a Shadow Midas, and again how a cube lightning hit the device with the cube ruins in that Cyclone promotion. This is just more hints towards how the last reality at least Midas has interest in him. In this season we get introduced to Aurelia with a trailer showing us the connection between her and Marigold. There were even gold cubes which probably are not related to Midas, but I'm still really interested in knowing why the last reality messes with Midas like so much. Maybe they did actually use him for the golden cubes, who knows? Only mommy knows. Ahem. I mean Cube Queen. Midas gets found to have a new location on the map for himself near the 7th Sanctuary. A really rich place with a dining area having his famous book with his notes in it. Shown first in season 2, while also there is the logo of Midas on the napkins on the dishes. This logo was first seen mostly at Midas's personal yacht in season 2, which got stolen and taken over by Deadpool. Midas sends his top agents like Meowscles on the sky to command cavern vents, spying on the IO and collecting information to send to him. This information could have been used to help the Seven in this war, or even reveal things about creation of the Doomsday Device 2.0. Or maybe even Midas was actually the person who told Imagine and Order who their father exactly is. This is a new group called the Peace Syndicate, created in which one of the members of them becomes an NPC in Midas's new location. This group is teased to be related or even made by Midas. Golden objects are shown in every single season teaser with a spray showing the relation between Chrome and Midas. Yet again, even more times where Midas has been brought up and related to the last reality, hyping up something happening in the future which seems to have been delayed for like another season instead of season 4. Especially from how in the storyline voices John Jones talks about a project called Loop Breaker, which is basically like Midas's device. Yet even then nothing really happened with Midas in the ending event of that season. All because I have Midas stuck in a box, so like how the hell would he be there? Subscribe if you wanna see him freed and back in the story. Midas's daughter Jules is back as an NPC and she's working for the Ageless, helping him create things like a robotic bird or even a reef portal, while in return Ageless helps her to learn more about the new island. Since this version of Io and Geno is supposed to be snapshotted from the first ages of Imagine Order when it just got created, I really think that the Scrap Knight Jules and Midas Rex were part of the people who got snapshotted 1,000 years ago. Now let's talk about why is Midas so awesome. This is why Midas is the most unique character in the Fortnite story. Not only he's an anti-hero, but he plays a part in every single season. Midas always watches us in the shadows, as his group name Shadow implies. He did it from the start of the game and he still is. Best storyline character of all time in my opinion. The future of this character is really bright. Midas is being hyped up by Fortnite to have a really important return role to play in this storyline. He is coming back to us when the time comes, and like a lot is gonna change in the storyline when that happens. For now, Jules working with the Ageless shows us how at least a snapshot of him, Midas Rex, has a really huge chance of joining in the story, as soon as even next season. And this was the complete storyline of Midas with Scyan.
A story for weary soldiers to frighten the fresh recruits. But I promise you that he is as real as the tides and just as deadly. They say he is unstoppable, uncontrollable. But I say I have tamed the tides.